make sure I got everything, and I am good now. Okay, let's get this podcast started. No. Actually, hold up. Three v 3, LeBron, Kyrie, me versus actually I won't do me. First me or LeBron, Kyrie, and we'll go ahead and choose my man. Westbrook versus, I guess, KD, Steph, and Clay right now. KD, John Wall, and I need another guard. Guess I'll do D'Angelo. And I will play on the Ringers, of course. Okay, let's get this podcast started. So, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Tiger, back at it again with another live stream. Today, this is Drop the Mic episode 1, my NBA podcast, and I will be talking about some other sports like NFL, because the playoff games are today as well. Now, if you aren't in the stream watching this live, of course you can go back on my channel and watch this. Not live. It won't be live, but it will be as a video. It won't be edited because it's a live stream, but yeah. I'm going to be playing NBA 2K18 in the back. I'm going to be playing Blacktop and all kind of different game modes like my team and stuff. But, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and if you do, leave a like and comment and subscribe and hit the notification button just so you get notified when I post. But, we're going to start off with the NBA, and we're going to talk about the Eastern Conference top 3 right now. We're going to talk about the East Conference, and we're going to talk about the West Conference. The Eastern Conference top 3 right now. Number 1 is Boston. They have 34 wins, right? 34 wins. It says W. I guess that's what that means. 34 wins. It doesn't show their L's, but it shows 34 wins. That's a really good season so far. In my opinion, that's a really good season. I think they're doing great. They have a lot of young talent on their team, and I think that's one of the reasons they're doing so good. The young talent, like when you're young, obviously, it's especially if you're not a bust. Like some people, like Jason Tatum, I don't know if he's going to get Rookie of the Year. He has a very big chance to, yes. But in my opinion, I don't think he wins it, in my opinion. Now, obviously, I don't know who's going to be the defensive player of the year so far. This year, it's looking not like Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard hasn't looked too good this season, and that's a big factor when it comes to playing defense, because he's normally one of the best defenders in the league on average. So, that's kind of hard. Westbrook, of course, always having a good... Oh, we're talking about the East, duh. But, yeah. LeBron and the Cavs, my favorite team. We're going to talk about them. And I'm not going to be biased, because I am a Cavs fan. But the Cavs having a terrible season this season. We are third in the East. Yes. That's still pretty good being third in the East, but we only have 27 wins. Guess that's not too bad, but at the same time, like, how many the other teams have. Like, that's kind of sucky when we can't get a win at home. Like, the Thunder destroyed us the other night. They had 148 points. I mean, we had 124, but neither team played defense, and especially the Cavs. How did they drop 148 in a normal game? That's like all-star games. That's how much they drop in all-star games, because nobody plays defense in those games. And that's stupid, in my opinion, that we are playing at this level. And it's not even just our whole team's fault. I will say it. LeBron is not looking like the number 2 best player of all time. Not at all. This season, I would say Kobe looked better than him. Kobe could be better than him if he plays like this for the rest of his career. Like, he might not even be better than Michael Jordan. He might not even pass some of the people who weren't going to be as good as him. But he's just dropping like he had 13 points last night against the Thunder. Like, that's just stupid. Like, how do you you go from, he was at the top of the MVP race at the beginning of the year, and then he just let it go because he keeps having 19, 20-point games. It's stupid, in my opinion. Some people are Warriors fans and think, oh, yay, LeBron's not having a good season, they're not going to be a contender. In my opinion, Boston wins the East with the way the Cavs are playing right now. Boston wins the East. You could say, oh, Toronto's going to win the East. Oh, Detroit's going to... You're making up stuff. You're dumbo if you think that's happening. Because with the way the Celtics are playing right now, and this young talent, like I have said before, it's just unstoppable. Kyrie being unleashed and being free and being able to be the leader of the team, it's unstoppable. Like, it's hard to bring that leadership role, but he's had to do it before when LeBron wasn't there at Cleveland. He's had to actually bring them, I think, once to the playoffs before that, before LeBron was there. And that's hard to do. So, like, and Kyrie's having an amazing season. Jason Tatum's, and think about it, Gordon Hayward is finally walking now. He is about to get back, be able to come back right after the All-Star game. Think about them in the finals with Gordon Hayward. Like, I say they start Jason Tatum shooting guard, Kyrie, of course, point guard, Hayward small forward, Al Horford power forward, and then Aaron Baines center. And then they have the perfect starting lineup with a lot of young talent, but also Kyrie and Al Horford as these veterans who know how to play basketball and know how to teach these young guys. And I think it's just going to be a great team to play. It's going to be interesting to watch the playoffs this year. There's a lot of teams I did not expect being in the playoffs this year, not even being in the top 3. Toronto's before us. They're second in the East because the Cavs are third. Like the Cavs have always been first in the East as of recently, and they just gave it up. Like I've said, LeBron is having probably the worst year of his career, in my opinion. This is all my opinions because this is my podcast, but like, that's absolutely stupid. Now let's talk about the West. Let me pull up the West Conference standings. So, West, obviously interesting to watch this year with all the talent coming to the West, like Carmelo, Paul George, Chris Paul changing teams. Like, there's so many super teams in the West this year. It's crazy. But the Warriors are, of course, first. Rockets second. Spurs third. Timberwolves fourth. And Thunder fifth. Now, I am a Thunder fan. I love the Thunder because I have family who lives down in OKC. But there's no doubt that the Rockets are killing it this season. No doubt about it. They only have 12 losses. The Warriors have 10, yes. But Rockets only have 12 losses. I would not have expected that. They weren't looking too good at the beginning of the season. You can debate with me on that, but they look amazing. Like, I've watched like a couple of Rockets games this season. Chris Paul, he hasn't been putting it in as much as I've wanted to see him put in, because I mean, he should be he's just with Harden, but it's an amazing team. It's an amazing team. Harden's having a great year as always. Yeah, the Warriors having a great year as always. I am a Cavs fan, and that hurts to say that, but they always have a great year. They have KD now, the Snake, but they have KD now, and it's hard to beat that. Like, a team with this much talent, and like I've said before, they were young, but now Curry's getting a little up there in age. Like, they've got a lot of Andre Iguodala, Draymond. Is Draymond young? I forgot how old Draymond is. But they got Sean Livingston. They got all these, like, kind of, not old players, I would say, but veterans is what I call them. So, yeah, it's a very good team, very unstoppable, but I still say, like I've said before, Celtics win the East, and they might win the NBA Finals. But the Thunder, they looked all right at the beginning of the season. They looked below average, actually. Because they had these three players that have always been used to being the superstar, like Westbrook. He was used to being the superstar last year because KD wasn't there. Carmelo always been used to being the superstar on his team. Paul George always been used to being the superstar on his team. And now they're all together, so they got to learn how to pass because these are all ISO players. Westbrook, ISO player. Carmelo, he's in the post ISOing. Paul George, ISO player. These guys are ISO players, and they just got to learn how to pass. Like, they've been learning how to pass to each other and create open looks. Like, at the beginning of the season, Westbrook would take these deep threes when he didn't need to. Now, he's making the pass to Paul George wide open for three, and they're getting more points off these valuable plays that they need to score off of. And I think it's going to work out for them. I think you can say what you want. I think they make the playoffs, obviously, with how they're going. I think they make it to the West Conference Finals, and I think the Warriors or the Rockets make it to the West Conference Finals as well. You could disagree with that. That's what I think. If they keep going on a roll like they are, and Westbrook leads this team, but he also makes the smart passes in PG, and Carmelo gets on a roll, and Carmelo goes back to that great shooter that he always has been, and he starts banging threes. PG is start to go into the paint and cooking and stuff, and dunking and just making great plays happen. And same with Westbrook. They do that, it's over. It's literally is going to be over because it's such a great team. Now, who else was up there in top 5? The Spurs and the Timberwolves. I have not talked about either of those teams yet. Spurs, they are currently 30-17. That's not bad at all. Kawhi Leonard came back from his injury. He's been doing pretty good, pretty decent. You could say he's been doing good, or like, I don't know. He's an all-star in my opinion. He is an all-star, but he is not. If he keeps playing like he does, then he's not. He's not going to lead the Spurs to a NBA or a Western Conference game or an NBA Finals game. Simple. The Timberwolves, 30-18. They only have one more loss than the Spurs. Playing amazing this season. Of course, they got the pickup with Jimmy Butler added to the team, Jeff Teague. They have Cat, Andrew Wiggins. They have so much amazing, phenomenal talent at that team. And I think that they finally worked it out to where Jimmy Butler is ISOing, or like calling ISO, or also as Jeff Teague. And then or not ISO, but they tell everybody spread the floor. And they make the smart passes, and they pass around. It's very great ball movement. It's like the Cavs used to do. Like what I'm doing in 2K right now, this is what the Cavs used to do. Just pass back and forth at the top of the key and wait till somebody got open. Like, that's all they did, like that. And then somebody would be open, they'd take the three and most likely bang it. But they're running like a Cavs-type offense, in my opinion, spreading the floor and passing around at the three-point line. And they're passing the Cat down low. I mean, obviously, who wouldn't pass the Cat down low? He's a monster. And, yeah. But I don't say they win. I say they go to the playoffs, obviously. I say they win the first round and lose in the second. That's just my opinion. Now, we are going to talk about the All-Stars. The NBA All-Star Game. So, as you know, this year, there were captains. LeBron was the East captain, and Stephen Curry was the West captain. They got to pick their other 4 starters. They're a starter, but they got to pick their other 4 starters. And the fans get to vote the bench players, the 7 other bench players. Now, I watched King of the Fourth Quarter, and I agree with what he says. He says that it does not matter if you're a starter or benched in the All-Star Game. It doesn't, because you're still getting playing time. It doesn't matter how much playing time you get in the All-Star Game, you're still an All-Star. And that proves that you are one of the not only best in the league at your position, but best in the league, like overall, and best in your conference, and you're a leader for your team. Now, I am very confused on the West. So I'm pretty sure the East have LeBron, Antetokounmpo, Kyrie, and I forgot the other 2 starters. Oh, Jimmy Butler and DeMar DeRozan. That is a wonderful lineup, but look at the West. They have Curry, Durant, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, and Anthony Davis. Now, let's talk about the East All-Star bench players, in my opinion, who I think should be on there. Ben Simmons, without a doubt. Ben Simmons, without a doubt. Think about how Ben Simmons is performing this year on his rookie year, basically. He's doing phenomenal. Now, who else do I think should make it? I think Kevin Love. Kevin Love has had an alright year, as he always does, and he's basically having an identical year to last year, and obviously he was an All-Star last year, so that basically proves the point. Third, Kristaps Porzingis. Now, I believe that is really, I believe he is having a phenomenal year without Carmelo there. He's dunking on people. He's actually got a nice form on his shot and is shooting well. So I think he's doing really well this season. Now I'm only talking about three bench players. I'll add one more. Dwayne Wade. LeBron is great friends with Dwayne Wade, and that's not just it. Dwayne Wade is having a pretty decent year, and why would he not be? He's one of the most known East players right now. He's amazing. One of the best shooting guards of all time, in my opinion. In my opinion, one of the best shooting guards. One of the best. But then you think about it, and you're like, what other East players could fill in as a guard or that role? I really don't know who could fill in for that role as the East. Somebody else who could fill in that role. So I think it's a great fit for him. Now, I think that the Cavs I think that they need to add more players that aren't recognized. Like Al Horford, they should add more. I'm sorry, guys, that's my first word, but that they should add more Boston Celtics players, because look at Boston, they're a young team, and I think Jason Tatum should be on the Rising Stars team this year. Jason Tatum, like I said, phenomenal player, might win Rookie of the Year, and he is obviously doing what he does best right now, which is score points, and he did that at Duke. And you could tell he's going to be a great player when he came into the NBA, unless, of course, he was a bust. Now, we're going to talk about, what else do we have to talk about? Oh, we're going to talk about the games this past week. LeBron and the Cavs obviously losing to Westbrook. And the Thunder this week, like I talked, 124 to 148. Or 148 to 124. Now, I did not watch the game. I was at the gym when that game was going on. So I did not get to watch the game. But I will tell you, that's a horrible game right there. How do you score that many points in a game? How did the Cavs allow that? So yeah. Who's commenting? Dude, I'm in the party. I know you're in the party. I'm doing a podcast right now. But you could stay in the party and listen to my podcast. But there's a moment where every rookie this year has got to shine. I forgot what that one kid's name is, but I forgot where he's from too, and I forgot what team he plays for. But I have to look him up. Hold up. So his name is like Dylan or something. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? I forgot his name. But I forgot. But I forgot. But now let's talk about another game this week. Hold up. Passcode requirement machine. So,
Fortnite or GTA?
I'm doing a podcast. But we're gonna stop talking about the games this week because I'm almost done with my podcast. But right now, I think Kyrie, best point guard in the league. You disagree with that? I agree with that. Westbrook not having as great as a season as he did last season because he's held back by his new teammates. Curry, you may say, oh my God, he's doing great. He has amazing teammates that he needs to pass the ball to, and he is doing great at that. But Kyrie getting assists per game, getting about 25.7 points per game, right? And getting like 2 or 3 rebounds per game. That is pretty good as a point guard, and he is sharing the ball with his teammates. He is making shots. He is cooking people. He is running the offense that he needs to, and he is filling in a leadership role for these young players. Now, we're going to talk about Rookie of the Year. Like I said, Jason Tatum doing amazing. But there's a lot of rookies who are also doing amazing and shining right now. Markelle Fultz, I thought he was going to do great as a rookie. He's not standing out right now. There's not a lot of people on the conversation, Markelle Fultz being Rookie of the Year. There's not a lot of that. And I agree with that. He is not going to be Rookie of the Year, in my opinion, unless he steps up and becomes one of the best players in the NBA this season. Now, we're going to talk about NFL. The games are today. It is Sunday. It is playoffs. There are only 4 teams left. AFC championship game and NFC championship game. NFC, Eagles versus Vikings. Minnesota is determined to win today. Here is why. They're in Minnesota playing today. And the Super Bowl is in Minnesota. So if they win today, they have more chance of winning the Super Bowl because it is in Minnesota. But the Eagles look good all season. Nick Foles came in. He stepped up, and he's looking good as well. I don't really know how well both teams are going to do. Vikings defense looking amazing. Vikings offense looking amazing. Same with the Eagles. Eagles offense looking amazing. Eagles defense looking amazing. It's going to be a great matchup. Now let's get on to the AFC game. Patriots versus Jaguars. Jaguars, I always like a good underdog. Patriots. Tom Brady has a cut on his hand somewhere in his stitches. They made him wear gloves to where they could not, none of the people or reporters could see it. So he was not showing it because they do not want them to know where the cut is, I guess. So, if I was a linebacker or defensive lineman for this Jaguars defense, or even a cornerback who's sending cornerback blitzes sometimes, and it's on his throwing hand, I am going for that right hand. When it's an open look for it, I'm swatting his right hand. Whether it's on top or his palm, I'm swatting it to make his hand hurt to where it is hard for him to throw. But he is Brady. He is Tom Brady. He is a great player, phenomenal. I hate that to say that. I just hate Brady for some reason. But Jaguars, like I said, like a good underdog. Their defense looks amazing, especially their linebacker and their defensive line core, amazing. The secondary, pretty good. Jalen Ramsey has stepped up this year and had an amazing year. Now, the Patriots defense looking awesome. I mean, what else could you say? Looking awesome. But then again, Patriots offense looking amazing as well. It's going to be a great game like the Eagles and Vikings. I'm excited to watch these games. I'm excited to watch the NBA All-Star game coming up in February. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this, my first episode of my podcast. The next podcast will either be this week sometime, or it will be not this coming weekend, but the next, because this coming weekend is my dad's weekend. So thank you guys very much for watching my podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. I hope you guys can listen to me and understand where I'm coming from, and you can obviously have your own opinions. Comment what your opinions are on some of the topics I discussed today. Thank you very much for the support, and peace out.